Welcome back to the show. Tender shrimp marinated in chipotle spice is the featured creation in this next dish. Richmond personal chef Elizabeth Oliver Long makes her debut in the Virginia This Morning kitchen. I'm like overwhelmed by the fact that we're using shrimp. It's great to meet you. Thanks for being here.
Thank you so much for having me on the show. This is great.
You've already got these marinated. What are we doing here?
So the shrimp, it's very simple. It's the juice of 1 lime, 1 large garlic clove minced, a little bit of olive oil, and then the secret ingredient is the chipotle peppers and adobo, which is this can here. And chipotle peppers are essentially dried jalapenos that have been smoked. So they have a really smoky, kind of spicy flavor. If you want to just give that a nice whiff, you can.
I keep seeing this in.
Yeah.
Ooh, hey-o.
So it's a smoky.
Is it hot?
It's a little. There's a little bit of heat. Yeah. So we take one of the peppers out, I mince that, and then there's also the adobo sauce. It's like a tomato-based, really flavorful sauce. So it's a key ingredient in Mexican cooking. And that's essentially the marinade. We marinated the shrimp for about 20 minutes. It's a quick marinade because the lime kind of cooks the shrimp a little bit as it sits. So we're gonna get that in the skillet with just a touch of olive oil.
Okay.
And then the shrimp cooks quickly. It's about 2 minutes per side. We're going to throw that in.
Yum.
And then while that's happening, I'm going to put you to work on our fresh mango salsa.
And you've left, I'll switch sides with you then.
Sure.
You left those whole. You don't necessarily have to chop them up for the tacos, but you could if you wanted to.
Exactly. Yeah, I like the whole shrimp, but if you have really large shrimp that you're working with, you could dice them after they've cooked. Exactly. Yeah,
and you know why we could be friends? Because team tail off. I don't like wrestling with the tails while they're once they're in there.
Why make the extra work for yourself? So we're gonna flip that in about 2 minutes, and then we have our fresh mango salsa. So I cut up a mango, and then the trick is when you're left with the pit, you want to give it a really good squeeze.
Oh.
So all the juice from the mango kind of gets in there with it. So
you get a little extra juice going on. Good base.
So we're going to add to that all of these ingredients here. We have half a chopped red pepper.
Okay.
Red onion.
Okay.
Yep.
And you like the red onion because it's a little bit.
It has a little bit of heat. Yeah, it's a little spicy. And the color is really beautiful too. We have a jalapeno pepper.
Jalapeno.
And if you didn't like spice, you can omit it. It's a really flexible recipe.
And you don't have any seeds in there.
Yeah, I took the seeds out. If you like the heat, throw the seeds in. That's where the heat comes from.
Okay.
We have half a red bell pepper.
Yum.
Yep. And
I'm too slow to work in the kitchen.
A yellow bell pepper. And again, this recipe is flexible because let's say you want green bell pepper. That works.
You totally could do that too.
Orange is really beautiful as well. And then we have some chopped cilantro. Now there are 2 types of people that like cilantro and people that cilantro tastes like soap.
Yes.
To them. So if you're in that camp, you're going to want to maybe do mint would be equally good.
Oh, how exciting.
And that works really well with the mango.
Okay.
So, but I happen to love cilantro, so.
I've read that whole cilantro thing is like a biological predisposition.
Yeah,
you can't talk yourself into.
Exactly. You either like it or you don't.
You don't. So mint, that's a good option. Or parsley, I suppose, if you wanted to kind of just be
get a little bit of
quiet
color
on the flavor.
Sure.
Okay.
And now we have a tablespoon of lime juice.
Lime juice.
And then we have 2 more things to add.
All right.
We're going to add a tablespoon. This is a Thai sweet chili sauce.
Ooh.
Yeah, it's kind of the secret ingredient in the salsa.
Okay.
And it's a product of Thailand. You might have it in your fridge it's great to dip into spring rolls. But it also adds a really sweet element to the salsa.
Okay.
And like a touch of heat. And then we're going to also add a tablespoon of the rice wine vinegar. Okay. And that's just a really neutral vinegar that works well with
pretty much everything.
Yeah,
I've got a bottle of that in the fridge.
Yeah, it's great.
I do not have that, but I think I should.
Okay, yeah, that's great. So we're going to mix that together, and then we're going to season to taste.
Okay, so a little salt and pepper.
Right.
Right. Okay.
And then I always put my recipes that you season to taste because that's really what we're doing. We're going to add the salt. Salt is going to bring out the flavor and everything, and then we'll taste it, and then we'll see if it needs a little more.
Okay. You see? Oh, yeah. Did I go too light-handed?
Look what pretty generous there. With my. Yeah, there we go.
Elizabeth likes a little saltier flavor.
I like the salt.
That's
salt,
right.
Salt brings out the flavor in the food.
And now this is all coming together, and already you can see it almost like softening. How long does it need to do its thing?
So what's so wonderful about this recipe is it's ready to go right now, and then it also will keep in your fridge for like 5 days.
Great.
Yeah, and as it sits, it just like everything kind of releases their juices, and it's great to have on hand. It's great with quesadillas.
Just have that
It's
ready.
great with chicken. Yeah, just to dip tortilla chips in. I'm going to quickly turn our shrimp.
Look at how fast that all came together.
Yeah, shrimp cooks so fast. It's such an easy weeknight thing.
And Elizabeth, you're a personal chef, so you really have this down pat. But you know, this could be an every night kind of dinner.
I think so, definitely. Because while the shrimp is it's a really quick marinade. You don't want to marinate too long. You can put the salsa together.
Yeah, while you're like multitasking.
Exactly.
Just gotta make sure all those things are chopped before you go into making that
That's the thing.
salsa,
Yeah,
right?
but if you're feeling not chopping, you
channel
can
your zen early, right?
Exactly. Yeah, or maybe omit a few ingredients. You could essentially could probably just get away with the mango and the sweet chili sauce and maybe jalapeno
And on a Monday night, that would do.
call it a salsa.
That would do.
Yeah. So our shrimp is just about ready.
Looks delicious.
Yeah, it smells really good. And again, I like this recipe because you can really customize it if you don't like heat. For example, I kind of tested this out on my 2 small children who were adamant that it was very spicy. So if you have small children or people that really don't like heat, you can omit the chipotle or tone it down a little bit. You can omit the jalapeno from the salsa, and you can make everybody happy.
Again, to taste. And I'm super excited because my daughters have just started eating tacos, right? So
Okay.
now
I
I think if
tacos.
I put it in a taco shell, maybe they'll try
Yeah.
the shrimp. Maybe it could
Exactly.
happen. So we're probably ready to plate,
Okay,
right?
great, yeah. We'll, I think we'll just put the shrimp here.
Okay.
Yeah.
You could do this with a shell or without a shell.
I take the shell off. These are peeled and deveined. We have such access to really fresh shrimp here in Richmond. So these are like Texas shrimp or Louisiana shrimp. I feel like I can always find those things.
I threw you a curveball. I meant taco shell.
Oh,
right?
taco shell. Yeah, I was like, well, we could.
You don't want these with a shell on.
Yeah, I mean, that's a lot of work.
Yeah.
But,
Whatever floats your boat. That look at her being
feel
kind.
like-
That's so nice. But I mean, you could do this almost as an appetizer.
Exactly.
And just put those in a bowl.
yeah,
Put the salsa
I've
over
even
top.
just done this and omitted the tortillas and just done rice. I like the salsa on rice. If you're, not into making it into a taco, exactly. You could serve this alongside with the salsa.
Awesome.
And
Well, great job. Thank you
You're good
so
to go.
much.
Oh,
It
thank
looks
you.
delicious. I can't wait to do a little quality
Yeah,
control. We
there's-
appreciate you being
there's a
with
lot-
us.
Oh, thank you so much for having me. This was
Yeah.
great.